And finally, we reached the final Lion King game exclusive to old PCs. And you could say this one is the most ambitious one. It is again just a minigame collection, but this time it has an actual story and it utilizes more than a little bit of 3D graphics. This game happens just a little bit after Simba becomes a king, so it could have happened even before the final scene of the first movie. As you know, during Scar's reign, all the animals except for lions and hyenas left the Pridelands. So now that Simba is the king and the Pridelands is slowly returning back to its glory days, it is time for the animals of the Pridelands to come back. So Simba asks Timon and Pumbaa with telling this good news to the animals. They have to explore the lands around the Pridelands to find them and convince them to come back. Timon and Pumbaa meet an old rhino who, thanks to a little bird, knows where the other animals are. The first animal I chose to bring back was the hippo. Before you go to an animal, you should answer a few questions about that animal. I reached a hippo, but she couldn't find the other hippo, so Timon and Pumbaa should help her find the other hippo. This minigame is a weird shoot 'em up. They are in the river and swimming underwater. Timon uses his burps as a projectile and Pumbaa uses his farts. You should avoid the fishes and the projectiles and reach the end of the levels to find the other hippo. Then I tried to bring back the elephants. Timon and Pumbaa find a young elephant, but he is too ignorant and he won't come back. So Pumbaa challenges the elephant to a wrestling match, I think. This is how the minigame works. Pumbaa is in a white circle. If you move the mouse to the left, slightly outside of the circle, Pumbaa will move forward. There are a few shapes around the white circle, and clicking on each of them will do a variation of an attack or defense. But for my case, I just spammed the shape on the left of the circle and I won. Then I tried to bring back the snakes. Timon and Pumbaa reach a snake, but he is too hungry to move. He asks Timon to feed him some fruits, so the minigame starts. This is some sort of a basketball minigame, and I am still not sure about how exactly it works, and because of that, this minigame took a long time for me. There is a limited count of fruits, so be careful if you don't want to repeat the minigame. I think you should click on Timon to start the round. Then you should click on a place that the game tells you, and then I think you should click on the snake's mouth. But I am still unsure about it because it seemed random to me if I succeeded or not. And that combined with the fact that my mouse kept freaking out made this minigame a miserable experience. I think the mouse wasn't fully compatible with the virtual machine or the game. Also, I was playing the game in hard mode because I underestimated the game. I don't know how easier is the easy mode, but choose easy mode because even if it's just a little bit easier, it's still a better experience if you ask me. Also, I think this snake is the worst Lion King character. If you ask me before playing this game, I would probably say the worst Lion King characters are Tifu and Zuri from the Lion Guard, or that ungrateful zebra that no matter how many times Bongo saved her life, she was still a jerk to him. But now I know that this snake is the worst. I just kept feeding the guy and he just refused to move at all. Then I tried to bring back the frogs. A female frog is in a termite hill. I can't remember if she's hiding in there or if she's stuck in there. But whatever it is, we should help Timon and Pumbaa help her. Termites will come out and you should slowly drag and drop them to Pumbaa's mouth. When you captured all the termites, the frog can come out. Then Pumbaa lets go of the termites. Then I tried to bring back a chameleon, but I couldn't because I had to collect some flowers. On some levels, there are some flowers that you should click on them to collect them. Then I tried to bring back a baby crocodile. A family of crocodiles from outside of Pridelands adopted a Pridelander crocodile. But now that we can bring it back, the parents can't remember which crocodile is the adopted one. So it's our job now apparently. But first we should do a mini game, and this time it's a slightly more complicated version of a Simon Says game. Then we reach the next mini game to realize which baby crocodile is adopted. The parents make some sounds and the babies try to repeat it. We should click on the one that does it correctly. After that, we should click on the baby crocodile that do the same move. Then we should hover the mouse on them to see which one jumps the highest and jumps the most. Then we should click on the baby crocodile that moves. Then at the end, we should choose the baby crocodile who made the most mistake during the first round and repeated the same moves as its siblings the most and jumped the least and the lowest and moved the most at the last round. If you make a mistake, you should do the whole minigame again. It was difficult to me, but I don't know if my brain just stopped working or the game wasn't working correctly. Then I came back to the chameleon and he looks weird. He does not look like a Lion King character at all. I think he is the mascot for the developers or the publishers of the game, but I am not sure about it. First, it is a dressing minigame. Then Pumbaa is in the water and we should use the cursor to make Pumbaa move and collect some stuff. Then again, it becomes a dressing minigame. And then it's a finding minigame. The chameleon is dancing and shapes would appear above him. There are bubbles coming up and we have to pop the bubbles with the same shapes that are above him in the correct order so that Timon would repeat the same moves. Then the final level unlocks so that we can bring back a spider. First, we need to put fireflies into Pumbaa's mouth. We should rapidly click on them to make them go sleep and then drag and drop them into Pumbaa's mouth. Then Timon and Pumbaa go to the spider. She is asleep and we should get rid of her food so that she has no choice but to return to Pride Rock. We should drag and drop the fireflies from Pumbaa's mouth on the fireflies that are trapped in the webbing. Then rapidly click on them to free them. But be careful to not wake up the spider during it. Then at the end, the spider will be convinced to come back. At the end, all the animals celebrate while coming back to Pridelands, and Simba watches them from afar, and we see a cool one shot of him.